In this lesson, we're going to be learning about dotted note values. So we already know a number of durations of notes. So I'm going to put a few of them down that we already know. We know the half note. We know the quarter note. We know the eighth note. So when we have these notes and we add a dot to them, what we're going to do is we're going to be adding, so a dot equals add 1/2 of the note's value. So if we look at a half note, we know from our previous experience that a half note gets 2 beats. So if we want to add half of 2 to accommodate the dot, we're going to take 2, we're going to figure out what is half of 2. Half of 2 is 1. So we're going to take 2 plus 1 equals 3. So that means that a dotted half note is going to get 3 beats. And this is speaking in common time. So this is what we're used to working with, common time. So if we look down here at a quarter note, we know a quarter note ordinarily gets 1 beat, and then this quarter note has a dot after it, so we need to add half of this original note value. We're going to add half. So this is going to be 1 plus 1.5. So this note is going to get 1.5 beats. And if we go down here to the eighth note, an eighth note ordinarily gets a half beat, but if we're adding half of half, we're going to add a quarter. So that's going to mean an eighth note is going to get 3/4 of a beat. We can also apply this to rests. So if we have a half rest and we put a dot by it, we're going to have 2 plus 1 equals 3 beats of rest. If we have a dotted quarter rest, we're going to have 1 plus 1/2 equals 1.5 beats of rest. And if we have an eighth rest that's dotted, plus a quarter equals 3/4 of a beat. Now, a lot of times when you see an eighth note dotted, in order to finish out that beat, you may see a 16th with it. And generally, you're going to see that written like this. So you're going to have your dotted eighth, which is right here, and your 16th, which is right here. So usually you'll see it written like that, and then that gives you 1 full beat of value. Now to practice this, we're going to go to this tool that we have on our iPads, Musician Rhythm Tapping. And you're going to have a few different options here. What we're going to go to first is Custom. So when you go to Custom, you're going to see some different choices that you have. You're going to be able to select meters, and in this case, because what we're working with are meters that have a 4 on the bottom. So you see we have 2/4, 3/4, and 4/4. So we want to select those meters, and that's actually on a different screen than this one that I'm showing you right now. Then we're going to look at durations, and this is the duration screen. So what we're going to do is select note values, durations that are what we're practicing. So depending on how advanced you feel, I want you to definitely use quarter note, or use half notes, quarter notes, and eighth notes. If you feel advanced, you can add in 16th notes, or even if you feel very advanced, you can add in 32nd notes. We definitely want to add the dotted notes because that's what we're practicing here. So you're going to add the dotted values to each of those note values. You may add rests and dotted rests depending on how advanced you feel. And then after you've practiced this, you will also be able to go to specific lessons and practice and even view your results if you'd like.